one of my other big fears were when I started out were that clients will argue with me in person when they drop their doggies off because of prices, because of services, whatever. This was an imagined fear that never happened so far, knocking it down on wood. And I credit the reason for this to my insanely detailed intake form. I think that's the core thing. And generally, having all the info and my philosophy on my website is the first either strong click with clients or strong deterrent to clients who do not click with me. And I think it's incredibly important to figure out a way to filter clients before they come in contact with you in person. Because if you are able to meet with very dedicated clients who click with your services and philosophy and and they really want to get their doggies groomed, they are at a I'm ready to buy stage and I know this service will be awesome for me, or I strongly suspect, then you're gonna have much better experience with clients. If you meet with or try to get everyone's dogs groomed first, it's not gonna be possible because many owners out there have different expectations and they really don't want to pay for your services much. And they will do anything and everything to get a bargain. I'm trying to put it politely. So if you filter the clients, if you find and click with clients who really are ready to purchase and who resonate with your services, you're going to be way better off and it's going to be much better customer service provider relationship than with the other group. So other marketing strategies suggest to make it very easy for clients to sign up, to make an appointment and just make the intake workflow the easiest. I'm the opposite. I really want to make the intake form quite tricky because this will help me filter the clients who are really dedicated, who really understand the value I provide and who are ready to pay for the services and the value I provide. So it's not easy to get an appointment with me, and I highly recommend you to consider the same route. The reason for that, first of all, let's see, what do I mean by not easy? I don't want them to pay a deposit before I do anything, but I have a very detailed intake form. So unless they fill it out, they're not going to get offered an appointment or anything. I require all the paperwork in advance before we schedule. So they need to fill out the intake form. They need to provide up-to-date rabies information and all the information about the doggy and the credit card number on file. Because I want them to show good faith that, okay, I'm ready I like the value you provide and I'm ready to pay for it. And I want them to, when they sign the agreement, that if it's a no-show, then they are responsible for the missed appointments price. Then I want them to feel ready, even for that. And oftentimes, one big deterrent is filling out this crazy form, which takes about 5-10 minutes, depending on how fast they type or how fast or how ready the information is about the haircut, desired haircut, undesired haircut, images, description, if they have any info. So it depends. And anyone who is not ready to fill that out is not ready to meet with me, and I'm not ready to spend time with them. Once they are ready for that, then they will fill it out, no problem. And it makes your business much easier. It's going to be less no-shows. It's going to be more dedicated clients. It's going to be more involved exchange interactions with the client. It's going to be much easier to change behavior in the case the doggy shows unwanted behavior. as opposed to a client who just wants it get done and they don't care how the doggy behaves, or they don't care how hard it is for you to deal with the doggy on the table. They just want it done and that's it, and pay the least amount for it. So it's very, very nice if you filter your clients in advance and make it pretty hard for them to to get an appointment with you. And another thing what is a good deterrent is I do appointment scheduling via email only. That's it. Nothing else, because it's much faster to type via email. I can do it anytime, on a pee break, after work, in a break, whatever. And I never pick up the phone. And again, it's another thing that many people freak out about when they hear about it. But if you think about it, I'm grooming dogs off leash on the table. If I were to pick up the phone and explain all the craziness, what's on my website to people over the phone, I would never get anything done, and they need to do their own research. So if they want the info, they need to go to my website, read it. If they have any questions, they do the FAQ page or email me whatever they could not find on the website. It's very rare. I'm very, very detailed on the website, what services cost what's included, everything. So anyone who is dedicated enough can read the online thing and ask if anything else comes up. And for an estimate, I really need to understand what I'm dealing with. So I need to know the doggy's current coat quality, coat length, when the doggy got groomed before now, the last time. So I can get a general idea how crazy the coat quality is and how easy it is going to be for me. So I can give them proper time and price estimate. And that's another thing why I like to talk about this via email, because they can say like, oh, over the phone, I forgot to mention, or I did not meant to say that, I meant to say this. Via email, you can look it up. And then you can keep yourself and your clients accountable for what they said, and you can stick to what's in there detailed. So I really like this method. I can groom throughout the day and still can schedule appointments easier. This is another good deterrent for clients who are not ready to go with your services. And one of the reasons why I have a very, very, very low no-shows, because a couple of times a year, really. And it's because I make them sweat. When they sign up to me, I make them sweat. And those who go through the loops and hoops, then they will be there for you because they are already invested in the appointment by the time it's going to be time for them to show up. So I don't ask a deposit. You still can if you want. I just ask all these things in advance, and this helps me huge to connect with clients that resonate with my philosophy. So when I meet them in person, it's gonna be like old friends meeting up. Really, we are so connected already that the meet and greet is just basically a chat about the desired haircut and their doggy. Most of the time the doggies are socialized and trained enough to get a haircut. It's again very rare, like a couple of times a year, less than 5 really, where I meet with dogs that I cannot groom. And so far this year I met 2, and I had to send them home to get exercise and a little bit of training. And the first one already got several haircuts and he's good. The second one, we are scheduling another appointment for the nails and the face treatment because the doggy was a puppy, first appointment, and they did not exercise the dog, even though I asked for. So I sent them home. It's not a must to get a haircut here or anywhere else, really. And you need to have the power within and the strength within you to explain why and say no when you need to. So this helps me prevent situations that I would book an appointment with a client and the doggy shows up like a wild child. So you're not able to groom them or avoid no-shows. So in my opinion, when you are a solo groomer and depend on a solid schedule without last minute cancellations or with appointments that you need to cancel, because of the dog's behavior, you need to ask your clients to go through loops and hoops to show the good faith and dedication, and to show you that they see the value in what you provide, so they're going to be there when the appointment is, and then you're going to be able to groom their dogs without going wild yourself or hurt your back or arms or hands or anything. So I think setting up your business differently than as opposed to taking all doggies, whatever, last minute. I don't know. In my experience, taking last minute appointments can go very nicely. You can fill up your calendar if it's a little bit looser, but it has quite some tricky situations, because oftentimes those clients who do not plan ahead and they are like, oh, my dog needs an appointment, urgent. Then you're going to meet with a client who has no idea about grooming value. They experience how the doggy behaves. They don't care. They just want it done and get over it and get it off their to-do list. And those doggies oftentimes are not socialized well enough to get groomed without grooming loops. Even as a solo groomer, you're gonna find a doggy wiggling and moving around like insane, and you need to support them, and your hands and arms and back will hurt. So I really like this loops and hoops way, because it filters client in advance. I have less customer service to do, and still have my calendar full, because there are a crazy number of clients that really are ready and cannot wait for services, one-on-one services, where the doggy is the only one in the spotlight. And they are ready to help you if there are any behavioral challenges to overcome, and they are willing to work with you or with a trainer, so it's going to be easier for you. So I highly recommend you to challenge your client prospects and have a very detailed website and explain them the value you are providing, so they can click with you and they can come to your business head held high, very excited with bells on. And so you're not going to have no shows, but very excited clients to work with. And that will make your work days much different and joyful and wholesome. So I'm rooting for you, and give it a thought. And I hope you're going to be able to kickstart your business super fast. If you have any questions, as always, you can ask, and I'm happy to help.